Hi, today's video will cover the basics of using SimplyAnalytics, a tool that combines demographic and business data with geographic information. Although it is generally thought of as a business tool, SimplyAnalytics is useful for anyone who cares about demographic and geographic information, thus making it useful for many social sciences as well. To access SimplyAnalytics, start from the UA Library's homepage and navigate to the database page. Then, search for SimplyAnalytics in the box. After clicking on the database link and authenticating with your MyBama login, SimplyAnalytics will ask you to log into your account. Today we're going to log in as a guest, but you can make a personal account to save any projects you make. Please be aware that there is a 10-user limit for SimplyAnalytics. That means only 10 people in the entire university can be using SimplyAnalytics at a time. So if you are not actively creating a project within the database, please log off so others can access it. Once you are signed in, we are going to create a map and come up to the top of the page where it says New Project and create a name for our map. For this map, we will be looking for data related to ice cream, so we will name it Ice Cream. We will go over the other types of charts and visuals in another video. In the top left corner of the screen, you can see locations and data, both things you will need to start a new project. There's also a tab for businesses, where you can search for particular businesses or business category data. However, today we will focus primarily on the data section. Before we can select our data, we must select a location. In SimplyAnalytics, you can pick locations by zip code, city, county, state, or look at the USA. For this example, we will be looking at the USA. When you click the Data tab, you will see that there are several different categories you can search for data in, or you can type your desired data into the search box. The data sections that you might use most frequently are popular data, market segments, and consumer behavior. Popular data is going to show you the most popular demographic data that researchers use to create their maps. Here we can see that some of those include demographic data like age, gender, educational attainment, and race. Next, we will discuss market segments. The market segments will show you different categorizations or variables for the population, as well as some psychographic data. If we scroll down to vendors and datasets, we can see that this information comes from Prism data as well as Simmons. Before we look at this data in more depth, I want to draw your attention to the two datasets available to you. Here, you can see that the datasets have either a number sign or a percentage sign. The number sign represents the number of people in an area that fit the parameters of the segment you have selected. The percentage sign represents the percentage of people in a given area who fit within the parameters of the dataset selected. It does not matter which one you select. Just make sure that if you are creating multiple maps with the data, you are consistent with the one you choose, and that it best fits the parameters of your project. Next, let's look at some of this data in more depth. If you are unsure what a piece of information means, you can open up the metadata and read a description of it. For example, if I were to click the three dots next to the winner's circle and click metadata, it brings up the definition and clarifies that this is a demographic of mostly 45 to 64-year-old couples with large families in new money subdivisions, and it provides more information about what puts people into this category. If you scroll down, it also provides additional lifestyle and demographic traits that you can use to determine if it is the right demographic for your project. For any piece of information you use, the metadata section is also where you would look to find the information for your citations. Next, we will discuss consumer behavior. Consumer behavior has information for the consumer's purchasing patterns with demographic or psychographic data. If you scroll down through the categories, you can see that there's information for many different types of consumer behavior. You can select them here, or you can type what you are looking for here in the filter search bar. Since we are looking for information related to ice cream, I'm going to type ice cream into the search bar. Here, we get a few results, but I'm going to select ice cream and related products household average to get an idea of how much households spend on ice cream on average. You will be able to tell that the information is selected because a check mark will appear and you will also see it in your data tab. Next, we will discuss the map itself briefly. Once you create a map and have all the data you want selected, click Map on the right-hand side of the screen. This will take you to your map. On the upper left-hand side, you should see your legend. You can edit your legend to suit your needs in a couple of ways. You can edit your legend by classification method, which we will go over in another video, change the number of categories, or edit your color scheme. You can also edit the ranges within your categories to suit whatever project you are working on. Up top, under the project name, you should see a drop-down menu, which has each dataset you selected. In order to see how the data looks on the map, you will have to select each map and export it. To export, click on Export in the top right corner of the screen. SimplyAnalytics will then walk you through the process of cropping the map, setting the layout of the map and legend, and then actually saving the image. There is, unfortunately, no way to layer maps in SimplyAnalytics, so to compare or layer maps, you would have to export each map and use another software like Photoshop to layer them. If you need help learning how to use software like Photoshop, you can reach out to the Sanford Media Center located on the second floor of Gorgas Library. That's all for this video. If you need more assistance on how to use SimplyAnalytics, you can visit our website to chat with us or find your librarian at lib.ua.edu.